So I got a few sketchbooks here from the past. Oh, let's grab them. Right there. Boom. And I marked a couple pages. Some of them I didn't really mark. Like this one I think was from college. Like it looks like here's some college notes that I was taking at the time. But you can see I've come a long way stylistically, I would say. I would argue. You know, even looking at the warm-up sketch compared to this one. You know, I think I was just a lot tighter in my approach back in the day. And it takes time to just relax and chill out, find your style, find your flow. So don't be too hard on yourself if you're just starting out, because we all start somewhere. There's some other examples. I think there's just a lot of notes from college. Look at that. That's one of my first cars. Right? Check that out. So there's one of my first cars, and here's just a quick scribble. And as some of you have seen, I do other stuff as well, and you can see the difference. But I might mark this page, actually. This would be a challenge. It's like turn this into a decent sketch. Okay, I'm gonna mark that page because that'll be really tough. Once again, Instagrammers, we're gonna peel out here in about 5 minutes, but hey, 2 to 5 minutes. Gives me a little wiggle room. But these are just some of my first sketches that I did in college. Unfortunately, I don't have the dates on these. That's why I'm like trying to be a bit better about dating my stuff, even if it's the year. Sometimes you get kind of, look, I wrote I suck. It's terrible because I thought I was bad. I mean, I wasn't great, but you know, practice makes better, that's for sure. Some silly ideas. I wanted to Tyrone Biggums, that's from Chappelle's Show. Yeah, I wanted to build this like cardboard chair. That was my idea in college. Like, oh, I could recycle some cardboard. Probably not the prettiest way to do that, but they had these like newsprint cutoff ends that I would purchase like from a print shop on campus and then try and turn them into stuff. So that was just a sketch of one of those ideas. Little long form drawing there of a person. Not sure when or why I did that, but there it is. Back in the day, trip through memory lane, man. I still have this lamp. I actually made it into a physical product. I'm trying to think where it is. I think it's on my shelf upstairs. This was another project we had to do. Folding chair. Unfortunately, I don't have the folding chair. I wish I did now. Don't throw away your projects from school like I did, okay? Definitely keep those. Keep those handy. All right, Sketch a Day Live, like I said. I think this is when I was at Astro Studios, and I was really trying hard to get better at drawing people. I need to practice. Some of you may have seen I've been posting a little bit more people stuff. So yeah, I need to start doing that again. Tried to experiment with different styles, you know, maybe more of just a doodle style, humanoid, but not necessarily spot on perfect or whatever. I used to take the train into work, and so I would just draw people that were on the train. That's why they all have somewhat static looks, or they're looking down or out a window, that kind of thing. But yeah, just experimenting, playing around, doing all sorts of stuff. There's another one. A Modern Viking is what this person was called. That was a fun project. This is when I was working on a project for Microsoft at the time. And was it Microsoft? Pretty sure this one was Microsoft. And it might have been either a game device or a communication device, but super fun as well. Got as far as prototype on that one, and budget got pulled. I think, you know, I was working around 2008, which is similar to nowadays where it's really hard. You know, businesses are shutting down. It's hard to find jobs, all that stuff. It's a lot like 2008. But as a creative, now is your time. Now is your time to shine. Think about creative ways to get yourself out there. It's actually easier now because of things like Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all of that stuff. Behance, Core 77, if you're an industrial designer. This was the project that got me my first Wacom tablet. I entered an online competition for a shopping trolley, and I wasn't the best designer on the project, I don't think. I certainly, I tried to map some stuff out and imagine what shopping with a trolley would be like. And so I just decided, you know what, I'm going to sketch more than anyone else in this competition. And so that's what I tried to do, just like literally outsketch everyone. Because I think there's something to be said about mileage when it comes to sketching. Like, the more you do, the more likely it is that you come up with something good, especially when you're not sure of yourself as a designer or style. Like, just get the crap out. Most of the first pages were kind of junk. Let me see if I can find the final sketches here. But this was during my internship, so I'd go to work and then I'd come home and just draw and draw and draw. And I specifically remember it was during the NBA Finals in 2006, and the Heat, I think, were playing the Lakers at the time. It was Dwayne Wade and I forgot who the other part of the duo was at the time. It wasn't LeBron. It was way before then, when Dwayne Wade won his first championship. But man, those are good memories. Sketchbooks for me are a lot like journals. So, dating things might bring you back to a certain time or place, thought, all that good stuff. There's some more ugly cars that I did back in the day. All right, so that's that sketchbook. I think this is another Astro sketchbook. Experiment with a ballpoint pen. That shoe's actually pretty good. Like I was saying, well, on my Patreon pre-show, we talked about technical topics like reflections and some things like that. And it's really hard for me to just get super expressive. And so, this was an interesting time. I was just trying to loosen up a bit. Back when mobile phones were a thing, we were always doing keypads. We were always doing like those candy bar phones or flip phones, whatever. This was on my internship, so this would have been definitely 2006. So I was gonna redraw this car on the stream as part of it because I thought it'd be an interesting challenge. Definitely has a kind of a weird modern vibe to it, so I thought that would be a good challenge. We can do that other box car. That would be a challenge as well. But yeah, ballpoint Canson, went through that phase for a bit, and for whatever reason I decided to line this sketchbook with felt. So it's really weird, but there you go. But yeah, these are second year in college sketches. So second year in college, I'm planning out real things. I think this project was, hey, we need you to design and build a lamp from items you'd find in a hardware store. So that's what I was trying to do there. These shelves I actually built right there, and those became a real thing that my sister now has. So that was pretty cool. This dresser, interestingly enough, is actually in my room right now. I don't think I have a picture of it I can share with you here. I don't think I have one, but maybe another time I'll revisit that. But this was the first woodworking project I did in college. So that's the sketch right there. For that one, let's see. I think I was gonna maybe do a car interior, but I don't want to do too many car themed things today. But yeah, there's a few examples. I know, like I said, some of you have been asking, hey, let's see some of your early sketch work. Freshman year, this is definitely freshman year. Trying to figure out perspective. Now you have some phone numbers, but trying to figure out perspective, figuring out my style. What am I doing? And this is what I mean by, like, the more confident you become, the better your sketches are, because your personality comes through. If you're happy while you're sketching, left some blank pages there. If you're happy, or if you're positive, or if you're just feeling like you're progressing a bit, maybe I'll do a kiosk for you guys. If you feel like that, then it's more likely that your sketches are going to have a good life and presence and impact in the end. Of course, you're going to be focusing on visual communications principles and all of that stuff. But going from that to this, a lot more expressive, but also decisive and so forth. This is actually one I did, let's see, this is 10 years ago. I did this sketch. So this has been 2 years after Astro. I definitely had a tighter style, but this is when I wouldn't do overlays. Like I would just go for it, force myself to draw accurately. I believe someone asked me earlier, what's the deal with my love affair with printers? I don't know. I feel like sometimes designers have like go-to things they like to sketch. This is another one of my first cars. Actually, that would be a good one to fix too. But sometimes you have things you just go to that you like to sketch or show. Whether it's shoes or it could be cars or robots in my case. Those are just all things that, things that we all kind of fall back on. Sorry, I just had a thought because I wanted to show you something here. I'm just leaving my finger on this page. All right, so here's what practice can do for you, okay? Teach you guys a lesson here. So this is December 17th, 2004, okay? December 17th, 2004. Here's the number of pages. Is it that number? Okay, right here. So this is how many pages between that sketch and this sketch. But I would argue that this robot here, I was kind of obsessed with drawing robots. It's pretty mediocre. And they somehow got to this point. And you can see I'm experimenting and trying to be more expressive. But that's part of sketching. This is December 22nd, 2004. So that's 5 days later. Okay. That's not to say that for everyone you see that much progress in 5 days, but in my case I did, and I was pretty happy with that one. And you have these moments where you hit those high notes, but you might come crashing down again where you start doing stuff you're not super proud of.